Hello there guys and welcome, it's Niran here, and today it is time for more FIFA 14 Aston Villa career mode. Would you believe it, this is episode 19, we're almost at episode 20, I've never got to episode 20 of anything before, so episode 19, pretty damn close. We're doing very well, of course, in this career mode series, it's third in the league I think, going into this one, but with games in hand on a few of the teams ahead. We've played a game more than Liverpool, but we've got a game in hand on Man U. At this point in the season, it's very complicated when it comes to games played. It's a bit all over the show, really, compared to as it is at the start of the season. Now, I was just going through a scout report I got back from Spain. Some interesting players there, like Ed Sabaria and Alassane Bangura, I think, from Rayo Vallecano. But nevertheless, I showed you the top goal scorers in the Barclays Premier League last episode, but I didn't particularly have time for the assists. But here they are. Luis Suarez top of this one as well. I think he was top of the goal scorers one as well on 11. Then Van Ginkel, Coutinho, Dyer, Keane, Danny, Rooney, Cisse, Sissoko, Robbie Brady even. There we go. Bruma, Anelka, Bellamy, and then a few other Aston Villa players as well, including Benteke. So doing very well there on the assists. Bruma being 11th, Benteke I think 22nd or 23rd, and Van Ginkel up there in second on 10, just one behind the top assist maker being Luis Suarez there on 11. But we're going to get straight into the first episode of this episode. That makes perfect amounts of sense. The first game of the episode is what I was trying to say. We'll be up against Hull City in this one. I was going to play a bit of a weakened team because we're in the FA Cup. Shea Given there coming into the side to replace Zila. Klein, Akore, Baker and Bennett being the defence. Max Meyer also coming into the team, as well as Bakuna and Weimann. This, as I said earlier, or attempted to say, will be the first game of this episode. The second will be against Everton. That will be another tricky away game. That's what I was trying to say. Nevertheless, the first chance of the game here coming to Delph, trying to play a ball there for Max Meyer, who was someone I really like playing with. But nevertheless, Weimann there with the cushion header down for Benteke, and he slams it into the bottom corner, and that no word of a lie is probably the earliest goal all series. At the 10th minute, 18 goals in all competitions, and I was honestly as shocked as probably most of you are. To be honest, we're not in a great amount of form compared to what we've been like all season, but a great finish there from Benteke from outside of the area there. A few moments later, though, literally a minute later, Weimann playing through Delph, and he with the curved shot. Somehow that doesn't go in off the inside of the post. It looks as if it curved off the line, literally, but there, into the 27th minute, Benteke played through, and he makes it 2-0. At this point, I'm completely confused. For his 19th goal of the season, Benteke, much like in real life, hasn't been in great goal-scoring form in this series at the moment. The last few episodes, he hasn't really scored a huge amount of goals from what I can remember. But a great finish there past McGregor. He can't do anything about it, just flails a foot at it, but can't really do anything. And it was 2-0, and Hull's defence was so bad in this game. Klein there with the ball and doing great to outmuscle the defender, and Benteke there on a hat-trick looking for the headed shot, and Bakuna played in on the edge of half-time by Weimann with the chance, and this time McGregor making the save. And literally the first half was all us. It was ridiculous there. Weimann playing in Delph, he makes a great turn, and again another fantastic save from McGregor, but it's only cleared as far as Ndogbe, who somehow wins the header, and Weimann blasts it past McGregor at his near post to make it 3-0. For the first time I think all series, we're leading by more than 2 goals. We've really not been very clinical all season, and for some reason we decided to unleash the clinicality, if that's even a word, against Hull. Andy Weimann there with one of the best goals so far. But Klein there giving the ball to Ndogbe in his own half there. Bakuna gets it back to Klein there. Bit of control. Back to Meyer. A nice 1-2. Klein gets the ball 5 minutes after the third and really should make it 4, to be honest. Meyer would have got the assist. He was someone who was playing very well. And later on he would have another shot there in the 60th minute, just 5 minutes after that chance for Klein. But a good save there, tipping it over by McGregor. But again, in our own half, some of the passing on show was incredible. Nice little 1-2 there from Weimann and Benteke. He had the support from Delph in the centre. He played in Delph. He found Delph, and Delph found the net to make it 4-0. On the 70th minute, just 20 minutes after the third, and it's just becoming rampant. Some of these goals are coming, some of these chances are coming from us defending. Hull were going forward. By no means was this domination, although it's looking as if it was. It wasn't by no means. Just making some substitutions though. Had the chance to bring on some young players like Ashley Westwood and Mason Bennett. I also brought on Neil Morpay due to the fact that we were winning by some margin there. Bennett playing through Ndogbe after he skipped over the ball. Some great play again. Weimann also involved in that move, but a great save again from McGregor on the 87th minute, and that was it. We won the game 4-0 against Hull away from it. I just did not see that coming, especially due to how we've been playing against some of the smaller teams. No offence to Hull, but they are in this situation down towards the bottom on this game. But we've been making a real hash of playing some of those teams, and we thrashed them, really, in the Cup. Nevertheless, man of the match going to Andy Byron with a 9.9 rating. Unbelievable. Unzogbia there with an 8.9. Benteke with an 8.8. Klein playing incredibly as well as Delph, and pretty much the whole back four there as well, especially Akore and Baker doing a great job, as well as Joe Bennett coming into the side. But just here, taking a look at some of the youth scouts here, a few Scandinavian guys up for discussion here, a few of them. Now, my youth scout is pretty horrendous, and I was just wondering if you guys think, with my £5 million pounds in the bank, whether I should go out and get another youth scout. You guys can tell me in the comment section below. I don't know if I do. I don't know if it's really that helpful. I don't know if this career mode will last that long. But nevertheless, now moving on to the second game of the episode, which is against Everton in the Barclays Premier League, away from home, going for a more senior team, even though the young players did very well. Weimann, of course, had to start after that 9.9 rating. Zila coming back into the team, as well as Lowton and Ron Vlaar and Marco van Ginkel. But Max Meyer made it onto the bench after his great performance, although I don't think the rating really showed that. But he did very well. Now, Everton were playing some youthful players at the back, Stones and Duffy, who at first played very well, but I thought I'd try and target them. Klein there, cutting inside from the left-hand side, past Stones, but his shot, unfortunately, going miles over the bar. But Fellaini there showing off his aerial ability with the header, but he was unfortunately, for Everton, offside. I think Zila probably would have got to that nevertheless. But Benteke there, after Weimann gives him the ball, he gives it to Bruma with his left foot, bashes it into the... I'm sorry, I couldn't think of a more elegant word, but nevertheless, with the goal, with his 10th goal of the season in the 23rd minute, and yet another relatively early goal for our standards there, just running into the space left by the great bit of movement from Benteke and Weimann to set that chance up. But wow, it was 1-0, and Delph there with the ball over to Bruma. He puts it in first time, and now it's 2. I mean, words were failing me at this point. What a goal that was. Some of the team just moves on show in this episode are ridiculous. Delph there with the ball, Bruma with the first time ball over to Van Ginkel, and what a header that is. The ball doesn't even touch the floor after Delph's over the top through ball, and that made it 2-0 the 40th minute. Going into the second half there, Van Ginkel trying to get a shot away, and Weimann does in the end, but it's deflected out for a corner. Nothing, unfortunately, came of that corner, but Klein cutting inside, giving the ball to Benteke. He finds Weimann, who tries to find Benteke again, and his shot is saved, though, however, was smothered, really, by Tim Howard. Benteke, though, with the header a few moments later, and Delph this time chipping it over Howard. I mean, I genuinely don't know what's going on this episode. That's the 7th goal of the episode. We've only played 2, and we've still managed to keep a clean sheet. Howard coming out there to try and deny Delph, who gets his 2nd goal of the episode, both of which being great team goals. But really, the scoreline was, again, not really reflecting the true manner of this game. Again, as you can see here, Everton with some nice passing play. But then as soon as it came to the ball into the box, Vlaar or Akore would either clear it or head it away. And that is how it ended, 3-0. Again, starting to put a few of my young players on towards the end. I think Backley came on, and I think more Meyer may have came on as well late on in that one, just giving them some experience in games that are pretty much gone already. Bonner also came on to get a pretty shocking rating, actually, as did Meyer. That's just because they're substitutes. I don't know what's going on there. Delph, though, getting man of the match, I think, I'm not sure. You know, he doesn't have the golden ball next to him, but he was our star performer there, along with Van Ginkel getting a good rating, as well as pretty much everyone else. Now, looking at the contracts, I haven't really been into the contracts that much. The only person who can leave on a free transfer because he's older than 23, whose contract is expiring, is actually Mark Albright, who's probably not someone I'm looking to hold on to, really, after the next transfer window anyway. But just offering Gary Gardner there a new contract, because he is one player that I'm very much looking to keep hold of. But I get my new scouting report from Germany, deciding to offer one of them a contract in the youth academy. Not entirely sure whether he'll stay on, because his stats look average. Looks as if he'll probably be a mid-50 statter. But look at this. The first actually tasty international management offer. I am not going to lie, I really want to take this. I'm not going to lie. I was tempted to just press accept offer straight away. Colombia, man, some of the players they have: Falcao, Rodriguez, Ibarbo, Jackson, Martinez, Luis Muriel. They've got some awesome players, and I tell you what, it's gonna take some persuasion from you guys not to take that job. I'm not gonna lie. If I don't get anyone saying, "Oh yeah, don't take that job offer," then I will take it in the next 2 episodes, because that is a seriously good offer. Nevertheless, here's the table At the end of this awesome episode that saw us score even. God, that was. I made a bit of a hash of that, but saw us score is a bit of a mouthful, to be fair. But 7 goals this episode. Awesome episode, to be honest. Liverpool, though, top of the table, with a game in hand on Manchester United below them on 59. Man U there on 57. We also have a game in hand on Manchester United as well there. We're 1 point behind them on 56 with 6 points and a game in hand now back to Chelsea. Looks as if we're pretty well solid now in the top 4. Chelsea there in 4th. Ahead of Spurs, Man City, Newcastle and Everton, who we of course played in the second game of this episode. And Arsenal there still down in 12th, along with Southampton and Swansea also struggling this season. Down towards the relegation zone. Hull and Crystal Palace even just outside, with Cardiff, Norwich, and I missed the last. Sunderland, of course, down there in the bottom 3 as well. But I'm hoping you've enjoyed this episode. Like and subscribe if you did. Comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much, and don't forget to tell me your opinions on whether to get a new youth scout and whether to take that Colombian job offer. So that just leaves me with enough time to say I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day and goodbye.